I would now like to introduce John Kernick, Chief People Officer, KFC US and Thurston Alumni.
Wow, you actually did it. You're here. You're graduating. It's what you've worked for. That's right. All right. I'm excited about that. So it was 1,768 Saturdays ago that I sat where you're sitting today. 34 years ago, I graduated from Thurston High School in the class of 1981. That was a long time ago. But I'm so proud to say that the students that I see before me, the caliber of students that I see, and the families that are here surrounding you to applaud your accomplishments hasn't changed. I have a challenge for you. You all have completed your exams, finished your tests, have handed in all your homework, and you've done everything you're expected to do to graduate. So it's over, right? You're finished with that. But I thought as I prepared for this talk with you tonight, I thought, what could I do that would really help you understand some of the things that I will share with you, or some of the thoughts that I might have that maybe you walk out of here a little bit more knowledgeable about the career path that you might be able to take. So I'm going to give you a quiz. Yep, one more quiz. You all looked up when I said that. One more quiz. I want you, after I'm done or near the end, to be able to look to the person next to you and just mention something that you learned from my talk today. Just one thing that you picked up, a nugget of truth perhaps, that you can actually say, you know what, I didn't think about that before, or it might make me do something a little bit differently in the future. So if you would, keep that in mind as I go through my presentation or my conversation with you this evening. I really have a very close connection to this class, not only because I graduated from Thurston so many years ago, but I also have a graduate in the 2015 senior class where I live in Louisville, Kentucky. My middle son, Brad, graduated last week, and he is on pursuing what his dreams are next. So I really have a connection to you all, and I'm very inspired by what the class of 2015 holds. You see, you have so many more opportunities than certainly people of my age did, your parents or people around you. So many things that you can do in your future that we just simply didn't have access to. Technology has really driven so many things that you get to do today that we didn't have the chance to do. So I hope that all of you embrace that spirit behind technology and the opportunities that you have and go on and do some great things. Some of you will go on to be doctors or lawyers or work in your own business or parents. You all will make individual choices about what you will do. But I hope that you keep three things in mind as you pursue this dream of yours. I hope that you pursue being your best. I hope that every day you wake up, look in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm going to do the very best that I can do today, whatever that might be. I hope also that you'll pursue making a difference. We can't be a community of people around each other and assisting each other and really drive for excellence if we don't make a difference in the world around us. And lastly, I hope that you have fun. It's not anything if you can't do things that you enjoy and have fun. So as I thought about this talk and what I might say to you that might inspire you or might inspire your parents to understand that you're going to go on and do bigger things, I really thought, what could I say to you that might really grab your attention and make you think about just exactly what you might do? And the thing that came to my mind, and the way that I've lived my career, is I hope none of you work a day in your life. I hope none of you wake up in the morning and go to just a job, something that you do, something that maybe you earn a paycheck. Instead, what I hope you do is that you follow your passion. I hope you identify what you're excited about in life, what's your passion and what's inside your heart that really will drive you to be successful. Because you see, if you follow your passion and you do something that you love, you will never work a day in your life. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to try things that are different and new. There's so many people in the world that have tried things and have actually failed only to become better. Many of you have probably never heard of Spencer Silver. Spencer Silver was a scientist and an engineer at 3M Company. He was responsible for making adhesives. He made an adhesive one day that failed. It didn't work. So Spencer actually took the adhesive and applied it to a piece of paper, and what he discovered was that piece of paper would stick to a wall. He could remove it, stick it again, remove it, and stick it another time. And that little invention that failed, which almost cost him his job, became the Post-it notes that we know today. And the Post-it notes today is a $3.7 billion industry for 3M. How about Henry Ford? We all know Henry Ford. He failed 5 times before he actually succeeded. He was absolutely broke when he finally invented the assembly line and automobile, which made him famous as even today. Bill Gates, we know the story of Bill Gates, dropped out of Harvard, went on to create Microsoft, and didn't even have a college education. However, he failed at 5 separate businesses before he actually created Microsoft. Oprah Winfrey, the unlikely success story of an abused child growing up in poverty, who grew up in a white male dominated world of media to succeed to become one of the most famous women in the entire world. And then Colonel Harlan Sanders, someone very close to my heart. Colonel Harlan Sanders had his recipe for Kentucky Fried Chicken denied 1,009 times before he actually succeeded in getting it into a restaurant, the very first KFC, official KFC in Utah. Can you imagine being told 1,009 times that you can't do something? Do you think you would pick up and try again? Well, Colonel Sanders did. And today, we're the very proud owners within my company that I work for, Kentucky Fried Chicken, to have 20,000 restaurants around the world where we have over 1 million employees with nearly $10 billion in sales. And I'm privileged to be able to have the leadership position of leading the people programs that affect those people around the world and allow us to drive such great success in the people that we work with. So what I suggest to you is that you should be authentically you. You should be the best you that you are. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't. Don't try new things. Don't do something different. You have to have determination. You have to do what the Colonel did. He was told no 1,009 times. Yet today, I bet you all would just love a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken right now. Thank you. I know you would. So I'm going to end my conversation with you with just a brief story of determination, one that maybe you're even familiar with. There was a 12-year-old boy a few years ago who attended a concert. This happened to be my youngest son, Chase. He wanted to go to the Carrie Underwood concert in Louisville, Kentucky, where we live. And we said, sure, we'll go ahead and we'll get tickets. We were fortunate enough to get tickets through where I work, the KFC Yum Center, where she was performing. So we happened to get some really good seats. Chase was sitting in the front row. Chase said to me the day before he left, or the day before the concert, he wanted to go make a sign. And he wanted the sign to say, "Carrie, will you be my first kiss?" So we went to Michael's craft store and got a piece of poster board, and I wrote some letters and Chase colored them in. And lo and behold, Carrie was performing and Chase was sitting in the front row and he held his little sign up. She did a couple of songs, and then after that she said, "Most of you can't see this, but there's this really smart young man sitting here in the front row," and they showed his picture. She said, "His sign reads, 'Carrie, will you be my first kiss?'" Now let me back up for a moment and tell you that from the very beginning of the year, Chase said for his 13th birthday, he wanted nothing more than to go to New York City. And we said, "Chase, we're not going to New York City. There's 5 of us in our family. We're not going to make that happen. It's just tough to do, school, all the excuses." We were telling Chase, no, it's not going to happen in every way possible. So we fast forward to the concert. We get to the concert. Carrie says, "I think we should make that happen." So the stadium, roars in applause, and Chase comes up on stage. And Carrie was delightful. She says, "What's your name?" It's Chase Kernick. "How old are you?" "I'm 12. "Well, Chase, how are we going to do this?" And Chase said, "Lip to lip." We didn't know where he came up with that, but we were like, right on, Chase, lip to lip, it's Carrie. So Carrie goes on to kiss him. Well, do you know the story went viral in a matter of days. YouTube exploded. It was all over social media. Chase was invited to New York City to be on the Today Show. And would you believe that we went to the Today Show, Chase was interviewed by the host of the Today Show on his 13th birthday. So, more power to Chase. So this story is not really about Chase, or my message is not about Chase, it's about you. And my point is that there are so many things that you can do in your life to really change the trajectory of your life. When I look back at my upbringing and coming out of Redford Township and the things that I thought may be possible, I didn't have a clue what I might be able to do. But today, to lead the team that I lead and the privilege of leadership that I have, and to be the Chief People Officer, which for those of you that may be wondering what that is, that's human resources, for KFC, a global brand, I'm quite proud. And I'm quite proud that my beginning started here at Thurston High School, just like all of you. So to the class of 2015, hats off to you. Congratulations. I'm very proud to be part of your legacy. Thank you for this evening.